Mario Kart is the gold standard by which all other kart racing games will be measured by. No matter how a kart racing game tries to stand out, no matter how hard the developers try to ignore it, he is always watching, judging, drifting, always drifting. There's only one phrase that can truly describe any game foolish enough to challenge the supremacy of the Mushroom Man: Mario Kart Clone. Crash Bandicoot has a new kart racing game? Just another Mario Kart clone. Sega has a kart racing game with transforming vehicles, I wonder where they got that idea from. Mario Kart Clone. It's a label that seems impossible to escape. However, there could be one way. One way for a kart racing game to stand out in contrast to the king of the genre. Welcome to NASCAR Rumble.
He does hit that wall hard.
NASCAR Rumble released in February of 2000 for the PlayStation 1. It's a bunch of NASCAR guys being dudes, rolling around and blasting each other from all sides. Fucking just pounding into each other, you know. My favorite thing to do is get a bunch of guys lined up and slam them off one at a time, you know? One of the main gimmicks of NASCAR Rumble is that all the cars in the game come in 3 mouth-watering flavors that function similar to the 50, 100, and 150cc engine classes in Mario Kart. And if you're wondering if I'm going to reference Mario Kart as often as possible to keep you from realizing that we're talking about a 23-year-old NASCAR game, you're 100% correct. Races in NASCAR Rumble are long, where most of the races in Mario Kart run somewhere between 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes in length. Most of the races in NASCAR Rumble run anywhere from 4.5 to 9 minutes in length. And the races being longer is great. I mean, we've all been there before. You're running a good, clean race when Pop-Tart! And you just feel screwed because you know there's no way you're going to make up the time you just lost with the time you have left. But the races in NASCAR Rumble are 4 laps long by default, and most of the tracks are really long. So even if you get nailed by Pop-Tart, you have plenty of time to charge back up there and The power-ups in this game function just like the item blocks in Mario Kart. Once one is hit and the driver receives an item, it takes a little while for that power-up to respawn. One thing that I love about how power-ups work in this game is that you can actually adjust how many power-ups are on track and how fast they respawn from the main menu if you want an experience that's either more tame or more chaotic. Most of the items are pretty self-explanatory, but there's 3 I'd love to stop and highlight because I think they're just genius. First, we've got the Twister, and this is the one everyone remembers after playing this game. It's such a devastating attack that it can literally clear every single other racer off the track with a single use. Holy shit, it's so satisfying. Then there's the Shockwave that works as a sort of multi-tool and is one of the most versatile items I've ever seen in a game like this. You can use it on defense to blast away opponents that are trying to move in for a hit, but you can also use it on offense by cruising up to unsuspecting rivals and ing them to Kingdom Come. And if for any reason your car is stopped or slow on the track, you can use Shockwave to jumpstart your car and get up to speed in an instant. Now that's all very smart, but this last item is one that demands that the player be even smarter. On the surface, Freeze is a simple item as all it does is lock the steering of the driver it hits for 5 seconds. But here's what's tricky about it. If you use Freeze on someone that isn't turning and also doesn't need to turn, well, it's effectively useless. However, if you use this item on someone that's in the middle of a turn and lock their wheel so that they veer off of the course or into a wall, you've effectively hit them with the single most punishing item in the history of the kart racing genre. It's the same time penalty to be stopped for the full effect of Freeze as it is to be hit by more than 3 blue turtle shells. Luckily, every track in this game has shortcuts and alternate routes that can serve as escape routes when the action on track is getting a little too intense. You see, in this game there's not a single item that actually locks on to a player, nor is there a single item that you can manually aim like a turtle shell or a banana peel. Every single projectile in NASCAR Rumble locks to the middle of the road and attacks anyone that's on the same route as it passes by. The attack will either strike the first person it finds on the route ahead, or it will wipe out all drivers in its path until it eventually despawns. It's like the microwave doors in Mappy, how it just sweeps everyone away. And since attacks lock onto the routes and not the drivers, if you see an attack coming, you can veer off onto an alternate route and avoid the attack entirely. It's just like how in Mappy, if you start to cross a platform but you see the little kitty cats coming from the other way, you can bail out and choose a safer route. You also have the option to slow down to 70 miles per hour and let the attack pass you by, but if you try to do that in Mappy, the little cats just end up catching you and kicking the shit out of you. I've been playing a lot of Mappy recently. Would you like to watch me play Mappy for a little bit? Mappy. Alright, so I've been talking at you for a long time, but that's not the best way to help someone understand what it actually feels like to play a game. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch some highlights from the very first time I played NASCAR Rumble so you can get a sense of what this game is like for the virgin player. Yeah, you heard me. I have never once had sex with this game.
Get off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Get off of me! Oh, he's crowding me. Let me power up. Alright, Joker. Let's see what you think of that, dickhead! Ha! Triangle is a reset. Oh, shit! Triangle's a reset. Shit, it's a reset. Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Twister alert. Oh my god! Jesus. Was I actually supposed to stop for that? Square? No. Triangle? No, it's reset, you dumbass! Oh, I'm stupid! I set a new lap record. Thanks. Oh, just keep going straight! Great! Am I on the track? Oh, I'm back. I'm in the lead. Oh shit. Oh shit, I can't turn! I can't turn when he freezes me! Oh, that's so fucked. He's got his defenses up. Oh my god, that's not a defense! That's an offense! Oh no, wrong button! Fuck, fuck, fuck! Oh god! Oh god! Oh, what is that? Oh, is that the... Oh. I don't know what this does, but it made a cool sound. I don't know what that did. I liked it. Oh, hammer. Let's hammer. Fuck yeah. Oh, we're gonna kill these guys. Oh, come on. Get here. Get her. Yeah. Get over here. Oh, I love this kind of power-up. It's so good. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no, he's got one. He's fucking got one. Are you kidding me? Oh, he came with the fucking protection. Oh, oh, that was really smart. Don't touch him, don't touch him, don't touch him. Fuck! Wait, how long? He had that for so long. What the fuck? This is A tier. This is A tier all fucking day, man.
Cool stuff, right? I thought so too. You can tell by how much the audio was peaking through that entire thing, my god. So by now you should have a pretty good understanding of what this game is. The items, the pacing, the fact that I haven't had intercourse with it and you'll never get me to say otherwise. But doesn't it seem like we're forgetting something? If I remember correctly. We started off today by talking all about Mario Kart and how every single kart racing game ever made gets compared to it. So now that you know a little bit about NASCAR Rumble, how does it actually compare to Mario Kart? After all, that comparison is the biggest challenge a game like this faces in the court of public opinion. And if I'm being honest, I think there's something here that even Mario Kart can't measure up to. I'm serious. Think back to everything you've seen today. What kind of differences do you see between the gameplay of this old, obscure, forgotten NASCAR game and all the other big-time kart racing games out there today? Did you notice the way the cars would lose control whenever they got hit by other cars? I mean, most of the time in games like this, nothing really happens when two people slam into each other, so that alone is a huge difference. Another subtle but important difference is this section of the HUD that's constantly updating the player about how close the other racers are. That kind of feature is pretty common in more realistic racing games where lap times and speed mean everything, but it's scarcely, if ever, used for wild, crazy karting games. And didn't you think it was interesting to see all the cars slipping and sliding around instead of locking to the road the way karts usually do in games like this? These aren't just little sprinkles of flavor added to trick you into playing the same game you've played over 100 times. These are fundamental differences between what Mario Kart games are and what this game is. Mario Kart is a racing game where being the fastest driver won't guarantee you a damn thing. It's all about the items, the bombs, the shells, the how the fuck are you supposed to use this one? I never know what to do when I get it, and it mucks me so! It has nothing to do with cars or drivers. It's about pumping so much chaos into a race that anyone can win it with the right luck. That is what Mario Kart games are. They're party games where racing just so happens to be involved. But not this game! NASCAR Rumble is a racing game first and a party game second. Can't you see it? The physics, the handling. It is a game truly worthy of not just our praise, but our unyielding devotion! Got stuck in the goo. It's time that we make our voices heard and tell Nintendo no more! I don't want your stinky, poopy kart games for kids. We want real racing games! Games with chickens and jet cars! And whenever you pick up an item, there's a guy that says, "Special blend coming up!" I say we take to the streets, shut down the major roadways, shit in the wrong part of the toilet, and demand the silly, slidey NASCAR racing game that we deserve!
We need cool video game. No crap.
But more than that, what I want most is to just talk about how cool this game is. Like, come on, come over here, dude. Check this out. This shit is rad as hell. Take a look at this classic clip from Mario Kart Wii. Leading the race, 5 seconds to go, boom, 2 shells at once. Tries to get going, boom, red shell again. Tries to get going again, boom, red shell again. Almost gets to the end of the bridge, punted, goes for a swim. Poor bastard doesn't even have time to drip dry. Ooh, bath time again. Now it's around this point where personally, I'd argue that perhaps this game is a little unfair. And the reason this happens is because this is how items work in almost every single kart racing game you've ever played. If you get hit, you get locked into an animation, and there's not a damn thing you can do from that point on to defend yourself. NASCAR Rumble doesn't have that problem. Most of the items in this game instead slow the player down by making their car more difficult to handle. And since there are no animations to get locked into, aside from the twister, this allows the player to have some level of control at all times and minimize the effects of oncoming attacks with their own abilities as a driver. For example, freeze locks your steering, but it's an attack you can see coming. So a good driver can freeze their car in a straight line so they can keep covering ground even though they can't steer. Then there's the oil and storm items, which make your car slide all over the damn place. It makes the car hard to control, but yet again with your own abilities. I said with your own abilities, you can control the slide and keep the car going with your own skills. Can we turn down the fucking thunder, please? And even the twister that does lock you into an animation often allows you to steer your car midair just before landing so that you still have some sort of control and a chance to minimize the effects of the attack. Being able to minimize or avoid oncoming attacks with your skills as a driver and having that end up making the difference is the defining characteristic of this game. Your car is constantly being thrown off balance, and it's up to you and your ability to control the car to fight off all of these attacks and keep moving. Hell, even when the other drivers are using items that can power punt you like Kyle Larson without his brakes, you can avoid their attacks just by outmaneuvering them and staying out of their range. And even if you are getting knocked around a bunch, slowing down below 70 miles per hour lets the majority of attacks pass you by hassle-free. You're never not in control of the action, and the flow of the race never stops. Mario Kart doesn't care if you're a good driver or not. You can't crash, you can't spin out, son, you can't even lose grip. The only way your kart will ever even slide is if you push a button that makes it slide. Car control doesn't mean anything here. It's all about chaining boosts and being smart with your items, which, granted, those are skills in their own right. But they're skills that don't really have any kind of transference beyond other similar kart racing games. Whereas being good at NASCAR Rumble can make you better at lots of other racing games and vice versa. Rumble is a party game made for people that have a natural love for racing. A kart racing game that favors and rewards you for being good at racing, and a Mario Kart alternative for people that hate the hopeless feeling of getting comboed by item after item without any chance to defend themselves. And with all that in mind, with all those core differences laid bare, How does NASCAR Rumble compare to Mario Kart? Who is the real king of kart racing? Mario Kart. Like, it's not... Like, come on, do you really think I'm gonna sit here and say NASCAR Rumble is better than Mario Kart? Like, don't get me wrong. I think you could take aspects of this game and make something better than Mario Kart, but god damn. Rumble doesn't even have online, first of all. And the multiplayer it does have crops out half the fucking second player screen. So, like, what kind of party are you even having with this thing, you know? And look, this is how almost every race looks on Rumble once you've actually learned how to play the game. At this distance, even if second place throws a twister at you, it'll disappear before it can hit you. At a certain point, the only way you can even challenge yourself with this game is by going out of your way to pick one of the slowest cars in the game and pitting it against the fastest cars in the game. Like, the AI is just so bad, oh my god. But that being said, it's still a really cool game. I'd rank it just above NASCAR Thunder 2003 and right below Dirt to Daytona. It's really the kind of game you could take the DNA of and use it to make a legitimate competitor to Mario Kart just by offering a more racer-friendly alternative. I'm out of breath. Just by offering a more racer-friendly alternative that cuts out some of the item bullshit. Anyway, I should be getting out of here. Sorry for making you wait for 2 years for that NASCAR Rumble video, but hey, I did make it eventually, so that's all the time we have for today, and thank you all for watching. Now here's some shit I threw together when I was bored. Mappy? More like Mappy. Penis! Crash Bandicoot has a new...